Welcome to A Harbor Hustle, your ultimate cruise companion before you even pack your bags. This is where we cut through the fluff and give you a real, practical game on cruising, whether it's your first time stepping on a ship or you're already living that sea life. From what to bring and what to leave at home, to breaking down solo versus group bookings, finding real cruise deals, ship rankings, and even planning world cruises, we've got you covered from bow to stern. If you're serious about cruising smarter, saving money, and moving like a pro on the water, you're in the right place. Before we dive in, make sure you show love to the family. WDFIYP podcast, where they aim to hold their own accountable. The Professional Route podcast, where they guide you on going from a dream to being hired. Where two Next podcast for the best travel destinations via Virgin Voyages and In-Flight Arrangements podcast. For more info on each, hit their link trees. Everything you need is there. This is the show where we break down real cruise hacks, money-saving strategies, and insider tips to help you travel more for less. If you love cruising but feel like prices are getting out of control lately, this episode might change the way you book cruises forever. Because today we're talking about one of the most underrated secrets in the entire cruise industry. It's called a repositioning cruise. And if you've never heard of it before, don't worry. Most people haven't. But seasoned travelers, they look for these like hidden treasures. Let's break it all the way down. A repositioning cruise is exactly what it sounds like. Cruise ships don't stay in one place all year long. They move based on seasons. For example, in the winter, ships are usually in warm places like the Caribbean. In the summer, they often move to Europe, Alaska, or other seasonal destinations. In spring, ships reposition from the Caribbean to Europe. In fall, they return or head to Alaska as seasons change. So when a cruise line needs to move a ship from one region to another instead of sailing it empty, they turn that journey into a cruise. That's a repositioning cruise. It's literally the ship traveling from one home port to another, and you get to ride along for the journey. Now here's where things get interesting. Repositioning cruises are often significantly cheaper per night than regular cruises, and there are a few reasons for that. First, they are one-way trips. That means you board in one country and get off in another. For example, Miami to Barcelona, Fort Lauderdale to Rome, Vancouver to Japan. Because of that, they're not marketed to the average short vacation cruiser. Second, cruise lines are not trying to maximize demand. They're trying to move a ship. So instead of charging peak vacation prices, they lower the cost to fill cabins. Think of it like this. They don't want empty rooms on a floating city crossing an ocean for 2 weeks. So they price it to attract smart travelers instead of casual vacation bookers. And that's where the opportunity is. Now let's talk about what makes these cruises special beyond just price. Repositioning cruises are not your typical 3 to 5 day port-heavy trips. These are usually longer sailings, 10 to 20 plus days, fewer ports, many relaxing sea days. And that last part is what most people don't understand. Sea days are when the ship is moving across the open ocean, no rushing off the ship, no excursions, no tight schedules, just ocean views, food whenever you want, entertainment, pools, relaxation. If you've ever wanted a cruise that actually feels like a reset for your life, repositioning cruises deliver that in a big way. Let's be real. A lot of cruises feel like a race. You wake up early, rush off the ship, try to squeeze in tours, come back exhausted, eat, sleep, repeat. But repositioning cruises flip that completely. With more sea days, you slow down, you actually get time to enjoy the ship you paid for, sleep in, read a book on deck, hit the spa, watch sunsets over open water, talk to people without rushing. It becomes less about checking destinations off a list and more about the experience itself. And for a lot of travelers, that's the real luxury. Here's another thing that makes repositioning cruises powerful. They're one-way journeys. That means you can build an entire travel experience around them. For example, fly into Miami cruise across the Atlantic to Europe. Spend weeks traveling Europe afterward. Or start in Europe, cruise to the Caribbean stay, and explore islands afterward. This turns a cruise into a multi-country travel strategy, not just a vacation. And if you plan it right, you can often save money on flights, hotels, and transportation by letting the ship do the long-distance travel for you. Now let's be honest. These cruises are not for everyone. They are best for people who enjoy being on the ship for multiple days, want peace, relaxation, and slower travel. are flexible with travel dates, like longer vacations. Want to maximize value per night, but they may not be ideal if you get bored easily on sea days, only want short trips, prefer packed itineraries with constant stops. The key is understanding your travel style, because repositioning cruises reward patience. Now let's get into some real harbor hustle money-saving strategy. If you want to take advantage of repositioning cruises, here are a few insider tips. These cruises happen when ships are changing regions, usually spring and fall. That's when prices drop the most. Because cruise lines want to fill cabins, prices can drop closer to departure if rooms are still open. Don't lock yourself into one destination. Instead, look for deals based on ship movement routes. Instead of flying across the Atlantic or Pacific, let the cruise take you there. This can save money and give you an unforgettable experience at the same time. These cruises are longer than normal trips. Think comfort, not just vacation outfits. Here's the truth. Most travelers never book repositioning cruises because they don't know they exist. They only search for short cruises. Travel sites don't always highlight them clearly and honestly. That's good for you, because the less people know about something like this, the more opportunity there is for smart travelers to take advantage of it. Repositioning cruises are one of the best kept secrets in cruising. They're cheaper per night, offer unique long distance routes, and give you something most vacations don't: time. Time to slow down, time to disconnect, time to actually enjoy the journey instead of rushing through it. So if you've been looking for a way to cruise more often without breaking the bank, this might be your move. Thanks for tuning into Harbor Hustle. If this episode helped you, make sure you follow, subscribe, and stay locked in for more cruise hacks, travel savings tips, and insider strategies to help you travel smarter. See you on the next. If you got value from today's episode, don't just listen, download it so you can tap back in anytime, even offline. That's how you stay sharp and keep leveling up your travel game. And don't forget, for deeper insights, resources, and everything connected to the movement, check out the link trees for WDFIYP podcast, The Professional Route, where to next podcast and in-flight arrangements. There's a lot more waiting for you there. This is a harbor hustle where we don't just dream about cruising, we plan it, we budget it, and we execute it the smart way. Until next time, stay ready, stay savvy, and keep hustling the high seas.